What's up everyone, welcome to the club. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to draw the ether skin from Fortnite. We're going to start at the top center of our page with the eyes. So let's move over to the left side and draw in a circle. Starting from the very top, we'll work our way around to the bottom of the circle, and then back up towards the top. Now I'm going to leave a gap in the center and draw the same thing over on the right. So we want to line up the top of the circle, and come down to the same height, and then back up towards the top. Let's add a small highlight circle along the top left of each eye. So up against the edge of the eye, draw that circle. We'll line this up on the right and do the same thing. Now we'll add a smaller circle in the center of the eye for the pupil. We're going to tuck this in behind the highlight. So we'll start at the bottom, curve all the way around. We want to leave an even space gap around the outside of the eye. And then we're going to fill that in black. Let's do the same thing over on the right. Now from here we're going to start building out the mask. So directly under each eye we're going to draw a small circle. So leave a gap. Draw the first circle on the left. And we'll draw the same size circle over on the right. Let's trace these circles along the inside. Now we'll draw the top edge of the face mask. Over on the left side, on the inside edge of the circle, draw a straight angle line going up in between the eyes. We just want to round out the top, right in the middle, and we'll come down an angle toward the right side. Let's trace this out along the inside. Now we'll move down and draw the bottom of the mask. Starting from the left side, we can draw an angled line, coming down and in. Now we want to overlap these lines with a curve. So we step out, curve up in the middle, and then back down on the right. Let's come down the side. Two straight lines. Now I'm going to close off the bottom with a curve going in the opposite direction. So we'll start on the left, we'll curve down, and then up. We're going to go back to the left side and draw that same curve that we have on top. Now we're going to find the halfway point and draw that same curve, just splitting this area in half. Let's add an oval along the bottom, right in the middle. Let's go back to the top and draw two straight lines going up along the sides. And then from here, we're going to draw that same angled line going up in the middle. We're going to round out the center, and then come back down towards the right. And then we're going to add two smaller circles on either side. One on the left, and then one on the right. Let's add a little bit of detail on the inside. We're just going to trace this shape along the inside. And then in the center, we're going to add a rectangle, going up along the sides, and then close off the top. Now I'm going to go back up and draw the edge of the hair. Directly above the right eye, we'll step up, start out here with a point. Now from here, I'm going to curve down, over the left eye, and then out. Start up here, curve down, just touching the edge of the eye, and we'll pull that out. Let's go back to the right, and curve out, and then up. Now I'm going to connect the outside to the top with another curve. We go up and then pull that across. Now let's add a little bit of texture to the hair. Starting from the tip, I'm going to curve up and over towards the right. We're not going to go all the way. We're going to stop right about there. Go to the inside and curve up and then out. Now from the base of the hair, I'm going to curve around the eye and then in behind the circle on the right. Out, just around the eye, and pull that back in. We want to take that same curve and flip it over on the left side. So we'll start underneath the hair, curve out around the eye, and then in. Now let's add in the eyebrows. We'll start with the one on the right, just up above the eye on the inside. We're going to curve up and then out. Go back to the inside. We're going to taper this, going up and then out. Let's fill that in black. Now I'm going to line this up on the left side, start with a point, and then we'll tuck this in underneath the hair. Starting with the first curve, go back to the inside and taper this up underneath, and we'll fill that in black. Let's continue layering the hair over on the left side. From this point, I'm going to step up, curve out, and then up. And then from here, we're going to curve in, and up. I'm going to round out the top and then pull that back down on that right point. Up, and just pulling that down. Let's do that again. Starting up here, curve down, and then up. Pull this in and up. And then we're going to round this out, come across, and then back down. And then we'll add some spikes along the back. Starting at the top of the head, out and up. And now I'm just going to taper this down in behind the head. Let's add a smaller one over on the right. Curving up, tapering this down, and then across. And add one more over on the left. Just a small one, going out, and then back in. Now let's add the hair over on the right side. In line with the hair, we're going to go out towards the right side, curve out, and then up. Now we're going to curve this back in towards that hairline. Curve it in, and then up, round this out, and then just pull that in. Let's step up. I'm going to curve this out, and then down in behind that curl. We'll step up and draw a shorter one, curving out and then down. Now we're going to move to the side and draw those two pipes coming around the side of the head. So from this curve, we're going to step out, start by curving down underneath that circle on the left. Let's do the same thing on the right. Down, let's pull that in underneath. Now it's going to blend into a curve coming down, and then we'll bend this back in behind that centerpiece. Then on either side, we're going to draw two straight lines going across. One on top, one on the bottom. Line this up on the right side. We'll add two more along the bottom, but we're going to angle these down. From the circle, draw two lines. Same thing on the right. Let's go back up to the top. From here, I'm going to draw a short angle line coming down and out on either side. And now we're going to follow that same curve of the pipe, coming down and then into right about there. Do the same thing on the right side, just coming down and in, just underneath that circle. And we're going to pull these straight up underneath the pipe. Now we want to trace this curve on the outside. From top to bottom, do the same thing on the right. Now let's draw on the top. From this point, I'm going to step in, curve out, and up. Do the same thing on the right side. And then we're going to curve this up and in behind the head. We'll go in behind the hair there. Pull this all the way in on the right side. Now we're going to add a small circle along the bottom. So one on the left, and then one on the right. Now let's move down and draw on the sides of the body. Right beside the tank, we draw two angle lines. One on the left, and then one on the right. And then we'll curve out and down at the bottom of the coat. On the bottom of the coat, we're going to angle down and in with a short, straight line. And I'm going to connect the bottom of this line to this point with a straight angled line. We're going to go back up to the top. We'll angle this in underneath that tank. We're going to cross. And then from the left side, we're going to angle up towards the right and tuck this in underneath this line. Let's add a flap over on the left side. So from this line, I'm going to curve out towards the left. We'll draw a straight angle line going in behind the head. So we'll go in behind this point and continue up. Now I'm just going to add some simple detail to this coat. I'm going to take this line, step in, I'm just going to duplicate that all the way down. Do the same thing on the left side. And then we'll add a diagonal stripe going across the chest. Starting over on the left, angle up, step down, draw that twice. And then we'll add a couple pockets on either side. From this point we'll step up, angle up and in, line this up on the right, and we'll flatten off the ends, and then we'll pull this back down towards the side. Now we're going to continue working down with the legs. In the center, we'll step down, draw a curve from left to right, going up and then down. Leaving a gap in the middle, we'll go to the left side, curve out and down towards the left heel, and out and down towards the right heel. Now let's round out the bottom of the feet. Starting from the heel, we'll curve down and up towards the toe on both sides. Let's go back to the left and draw on the top of the foot. We're going to start from the toe. We're going to draw a curve going up, and we're going to bend this down, aiming towards the heel. We'll stop there. Do the same thing on the right. Curving up, and then bending that down. I'm just going to angle up and in a straight line toward the inside of the leg. Go back up to the corner of the jacket. I'm going to curve out, down, and then pull that in toward the top of the foot. Let's go back down and thicken up the sole. I'm going to take this curve, step up, and we'll duplicate that on both sides. And then from the top of the foot, I'm going to add a trim, curving across and then down. Let's add a couple straps across the leg. We're going to start with the one on the bottom. From the top of the foot, we'll step up, curve down and up, line this up on the right, and do the same thing. I'll step up and draw that same curve. Now we move up and add one more. Starting on the outside, curve down and up, step up, and do that one more time. Now we're going to add the inside edge of the shin guard in behind the straps. We'll start in the middle of the leg, draw a straight line coming down, in behind the strap, and then we'll continue down towards the foot. I'm going to add a small detail just on the top of the leg. Above the strap, start with a point. We'll angle up and out towards the left, and then the right, and we'll pull that back in. Now we're going to go back up and draw on the arms. We're going to start about halfway down the side of the body. Right here we're going to curve out and then down towards the wrist. Line this up on the right, and do the same thing. Now back on the left, I'm going to start with a thumb. Draw a small half circle, curving in and then out. Now I'm going to connect the bottom of the thumb to the wrist with a curve. So we'll go up and then in. Now the thumb on the right is slightly different. I'm going to start with that half circle, and then at the end of the thumb, we'll add a bracket. Now we're going to draw 3 fingers on either side. Let's start out here. Underneath the thumb, we'll curve down and up around that bracket. Step down, curve down and up the second finger. Now the third finger is going to go all the way around, up. And we're just going to pull this in behind the head, and you'll see it in between, going up. Let's go over towards the left side. Starting underneath the thumb, add the first finger, step down, draw a curve for the second, and then the third finger is going to curve around and up in behind that collar. Now I'm going to separate out the tops of the fingers. Starting on the outside, we're going to draw a curve, coming down and up. Same thing with the second, and then the first. I'm going to go back up towards the wrist, curve up and then out. Do the same thing on the right. I'm just going to trace this out along the top. I'm going to step up and go that same curve on both sides. Now we're going to raise the armband on the left side. So we step up, curve in and then down. Now we're going to add a seam. Starting from the side of the body, curve out and down towards that seam. We'll add that same seam over on the right side, but we're going to start underneath the head and we'll come all the way down towards the cuff. And we'll add a small detail over on the right arm. So 2 straight lines coming in. Close off the inside with a straight line. Now the last thing I want to do is add the back side of the coat. So in between the legs, right up here, start with a point. We're going to angle down and out in behind the left leg. And then the right. And that's pretty much it. There's the ether skin from Fortnite. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.